Hey everybody, how's it going? Well, I'm pretty disappointed right now. I had a lot of good video for you guys. This knife that you see in front of you was a lot rougher than it is now. Even though it does somewhat look a little rough, nowhere near it. This was all pitted pretty bad and greasy and just dirty, built up. And if you can see, it's pretty shiny at the tip. It's a darkened blade, but it's pretty shiny at the tip. And that is because the tip was broken. The tip was completely snapped right here. I mean, it was a good portion of it was snapped off. And with this, I was able to work it down and got it to another point. Very disappointed because this was going to be an awesome video of that. You know what? I'm actually going to do a quick reenactment of everything that went down. First I said, hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well. This is a pretty rough knife, huh? This is actually a FPK is what they call it, but it's a cameless. FPK stands for Fighter Pilot Knife. This is a United States Air Force pilot knife, and it would usually come in its little scabbard, and it would have a little pouch with a whetstone on the outside of it. So it's a survival knife. Okay. And if you look right here, Camelus, New York, 11-1981. So, yeah, the tip here is broken, as you see. Very dirty. The saw side is pretty worn out. I'm gonna have to take a file to it or something like that. But if you look, the Tang has a slight bend to the left, so we're gonna have to work on that and get it back. Hopefully the knife is not hardened up to, around this point. Hopefully it's just the blade that is hardened. So yeah, gonna do that. I'm gonna have to get the pommel off, and usually, well, before it had a fat little smash here where they put it on the Tang and they smash it down with a hammer. They hammer it down, but I've already got that grinded off with that. So yeah, that's something else you would have saw. Anyways, we've gotten to this point now, so you're all reenacted out. Got it where I got it. Did some fine tuning here. Ground it all the way down to where you see now, where it's another point, not broke off anymore. So that's where we are. Really disappointed, like I said, but from this point on, we're gonna make sure that this all works out, and gonna do some cool stuff with it. Now, got the point back, and man, it was so much rougher than that. But anyways, we're gonna do a handle, and I haven't finished this completely. We don't want to finish it all the way yet because we still have a lot to do, and we'll do the finishing touches there and get finished. That's just rough. So we'll get this pommel off, and this handle was leather at one time. Now it's still leather, but kind of dehydrated, I must say. So we'll get that off, and we're going to try to straighten out this Tang, and then I have a great idea for a handle. I want to go on and say that this is my first time actually doing anything with knife. I've always wanted to make a knife, and I've always wanted to do one of the ones with the railroad spike, but I never got around to it. Never tried. So this is my first time really doing any kind of knife work, so yeah, we'll see how this works out. Do have Mr. Jonathan W. here. He's just watching. So Daddy, what did this look like probably 2 hours ago?
Like a turd. It looked terrible. The whole blade was covered. It looked like rust. I don't know what it was, but broke off. The knife's probably supposed to be about another half inch long.
Yeah, I took quite a bit off of it, yeah.
And it just looked really bad, but it actually looks really good now compared to what it did. Believe it or not. So anyway, kind of a bummer that he lost it all, and he's going to have to do a little bit on the grip here for you. Well, I don't know why.
It was actually a saw.
Was it a saw?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was one-sided then.
Yeah.
Okay. So hit the file back in there, but he'll get it cleaned up and make it look good. But we'll see what happens.
So yeah, there's my little backup. Anyway, this was a darkened blade, so that's why you can see where I have been on it. You see the blade, I don't know if you can see actually, but how dark it is here, and then your shine here, that is where I've been with the disc here. So yeah, we're gonna go and get this pommel off completely, and then we're gonna try to get the tank straightened out.
Moving out of stock. Is it getting cut in there? It's stuck? Yeah. There we go.
Alright.
Let me get this off.
And I didn't mention it again, but in the original video, I'll mention that this is not going to be a original restoration or anything. There are actually people that collect these knives. There's other models of it. There's other years, quite a bit older than this one, and they have, you know, pretty distinguished differences in the handle and such. But yeah, this is just a recovery of an old wore-out knife. It was an old, beat-up, neglected, broken knife that most people would have just thrown away, and we're just going to try to make another knife out of it, a better knife than it was, at least. Show me the ways of the wizard, Jonathan W. Much better than it was.
Yeah, it's not hardened here, thank goodness. So.
That's what I was mentioning. I'll tell you what this was. It's a survival knife. It is a fighter pilot survival knife. It's actually a fighter pilot. FPK.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Brad done the other thing. That's the first thing he said when he came into Air Force.
So Brad knew what it was?
Yeah.
Brad is United States Special Forces Army. So
Retired.
Retired, yeah. So he knew exactly what it was right off the bat. Yep. It is Camelus Air Force pilot. Hey, got my safety glasses on, but no gloves. Just can't do that. Sorry. Just a couple banging he did on that thing. Looks like he got it pretty straight. It's pretty impressive. Very bad pitting under the leather, the handle. That's where most of the damage was. Luckily it wasn't on the blade. I mean, that's going to be covered up, so that's not a bad thing. Yep. I like it. Do some more cleaning on it. Alright everybody, we got them somewhat cleaned up. We got our guard and the other pieces that go on the Tang. Pretty pitted up. I cleaned them up just about as good as I could with the wire wheel, and yeah, got some good pitting on them. Got it cleaned up quite a bit. We got some bad pitting. I'm not going to be too concerned about the pitting in the Tang. And yeah, my guard though, I got pretty bad pitting in it. Not too much on that side, but this side's pretty bad. So went and talked to my dad. I remember he mentioned something about something that would work pretty good.
There's some more of this somewhere, but that one there,
And he has some brass.
The hole's too wide, you know, to basically make it from here. So let me see if I've got another piece, because I don't want that hole to be that wide.
Gotcha. So yeah, he has some pieces of brass. Now this one is very close, but as you can see, the hole in the middle is a little too wide, so we can't use it. Hopefully he can find the other piece he's talking about. And there we are. Now I believe we found a guard. If you see a difference in all this, it's because my GoPro's sitting right there, and I'm using my dad's camera because my battery died and I wanted to keep filming, so we just grabbed his out of here, sitting next to me in the shop, and rolling on with it. This brass right here is something he had. He mentioned it to me, and I think that's how we're going to go since that's so pitted. So luckily it's about perfect width. I mean, almost identical, so we'll work with that. And what we're going to do is just make our marks
And what you can do if you want to make it a little different, I'm just going to mark out on this one so you see what I'm talking about. You can make it straight on this end, and then come up on this end and make it like that.
Okay.
And then when you polish it, if you want to, we can actually bend that forward, so you'll have actually a place to put your thumb when you grab, you know,
Oh,
the
yeah,
tang.
okay. I understand.
You understand what I'm saying? So we can actually bend that afterwards, but once you get it made, but you don't have to cut it the same shape.
So,
Cut it any shape you want. You know, cut the.
so if we do something like that, and I curve it like that, and we bend it, do I need to make it a little bit longer than this?
Oh, you can. It don't matter. That's totally up to you. But
Okay.
what we'll do here is just cut the length however you want it. Mark this hole out, and then we'll drill a couple. You know, about three small holes, and then you're going to have to hand file to
Yeah,
that.
that's fine.
To
You
that
got a pencil
size.
file?
Yeah.
Sweet.
We got some file.
Put it in the vise and use the cut-off wheel and cut it. Then I'll show you. Alright guys, we got it in the vise here. We've got it cut. Then we drilled the holes. And now we're just filing away at it. It's going to take a little bit. We need to go out more this way. I don't know where the knife is, so I can't show you. There it is. As you see. You go a little bit more out, and yeah. Going to get it where it needs to be to where it fits tight, and then I will get it off the vise, and we'll do some, I'll show you a little bit, and then I'll do some fine tuning to it. And this is just going to be a rough cut of it, because, you know, a hand file will get a lot smoother, better surface and everything. This is just me cutting out the edges that I need. As you see there, it was squared off, and now I have a rounded edge, rounded corners and everything, so keep working at it. Next day here, so we got the knife, and I've been filing and sanding a little bit on the guard there. It looks decent for what it is, my first time. Anyways, so I cut this out. These were going to be part of the handle, and I was going to put some of this polyurethane in between those, but the hole saw we got is wore out, and haven't got a chance to go get another one or anything. So my daddy had pulled out something else that we probably could use, and I'm going to show you guys that. So it looked like it was a shovel handle or something like that, but it had a rubber piece here, you know, for you to hold on to, whatever, not get splinters and everything. And so I cut it off, and the wood looks beautiful under it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it instead. Cut what I need, and then we're still going to use the pommel that I had originally. So then we're going to have to just take it down and sand it and get it down to where we need it for it to be a good handle. But as you can see, it looks pretty good, and if I put some stain or something on it, it'll look that much better. So that's going to be the game plan. There's one dangerous fan. But as long as you have common sense, it's not a big deal. That's the thing. They have to have all these nice guards and everything because people don't have any common sense these days. Yep. Anyways, so my pommel comes to this point right here. So what I'm gonna do is cut it at that point. Now, I know to leave it a little long, just in case, you know, never know. So I'm still gonna cut it right there though, because there is gonna be a little spacer, which is right here. That'll be in there, so won't be that big of a deal. Now we're gonna have to drill some holes down the center. And the best way that I have to do this would to be drill 2 holes next to each other without touching each other to make this you know, this width that I need and everything. So we know that this is the size of the Tang because it slides on there and everything, so we go by that. We know that that is what we need, rough cut of what we need. As long as we don't go bigger than that, then we'll be alright. Had to improvise and file down the end of this screwdriver that was broken, kind of sharp, so I could work it in here. The bit we used was a parabolic bit, and it does a lot of bending and everything, and it kind of followed its own path, and it didn't come out on the side that, you know, where I wanted it to. It took its own little path when we went through the piece, but I think I'm going to be able to work with it. Just do some little hand chiseling here through the center of it and work it out and wallow it out so I can get the Tang through it, and then we will go from there. Like I said, I'm not no knife builder in any way. I'm not really a woodworker either, but just trying to see what I can do. Alright guys, so you just saw me taking this off. I pressed it off after I pressed it on to see if I can get it started. And all I had to do is put this piece back on. And now I'm going to press it back on again. Or hammer it, beat it back on, whatever I got to do. Then we're going to put the last pieces back on. As you can see, the pommel and everything. And if this pommel goes on tight, then I'll just leave it be, but if it wobbles or anything, then I'm going to tack weld it on there for the time being so I can mess with it and, you know, do my shaping on my handle and everything without having to worry about it coming off or the pommel coming off, and, you know, everything will stay in place like it needs to be so I can get the shape that I need to have. So I'm going to go over there and do that. There you go. Remember, this is going to be shaved down dramatically. I got a lot of work to do, a lot of filing and sanding, and yeah, a lot of work to do. Some rough grinds, fill it all out, make it smooth. My weld wasn't that bad, I forgot to show you guys, but yeah, first things first is going to get it smoothed out and everything. So yeah, not too bad. That's what it's looking like, guys. So I'm going to start working on this handle now. Alrighty guys, so this is what I've come up with so far. Still think I'm a little too fat sideways, so I'm gonna keep narrowing it up a little bit on the sides, make it a narrower knife. Think I'm pretty good that direction. Alright guys, so I've been finishing it up here, some filing on the blade and everything. Still got a little ways to go with it. Got the wood about exactly where I want it. Looks pretty good. It's real smooth now. I got it with some fine wet sandpaper and everything. Still have a little things to do, but I'm running out of memory on my memory card, so I figured I'd go in and call it quits here. I like it. Came a long ways from what it was. Need to polish the brass up and everything. The tip of the blade here, the point of the blade, is still kind of thick right there, and that's because, like I said before, when it was broken, the point was broken, and I had to grind it down to another point. That part of the blade was wider, obviously, so I need to take that down quite a bit. But anyways, you guys let me know what you think. I still got a ways to go. I'm gonna notch some more notches for the saw edge of the blade right here, and do some more sharpening. I'll definitely do a finish up video for you guys when it's all said and done, and show what it will do cutting wise, and just maybe if I do some kind of lacquer or something on it. Yeah, I don't know yet. I'm definitely gonna at least clean everything up and put some clear coat on it. So appreciate you guys for watching. If you want to see anything else like this, please let me know, because I've been thinking about making some knives from scratch and practicing and seeing what I can do. So yeah, I'll definitely do more if you want. Take care guys. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll show you more. Bye bye.